So, with the new episode of Hazbin Hotel releasing came a lot of new plot reveals, but also a lot of new drama, so today I'll be covering each and every one for you guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to stay updated on Hazbin Hotel drama and news. So as we all know, episode 4 was one of the biggest episodes yet for Hazbin Hotel, mainly due to seeing Alastor's and Rosie's true connection and seeing Alastor and Vox interact for the first time on screen. So, one of the main plot reveals in the episode was that Alastor's soul is owned by Rosie, as well as how we got Alastor's backstory and his human design. However, a lot of fans are confused mainly due to the fact that Alastor is half Crayola in the show. As most of you may know, the controversial figure Black Griffin voiced Alastor's singing voice in the pilot, and he made, as of recording this, 3 fan songs. So, due to Black Griffin's backstory with Hazbin Hotel, a lot of fans took these songs as canon, and in his second song, Daisies, he revealed his own rendition of what Alastor's human design would look like, and that video got extremely popular. And safe to say, the design that was in the video was really white. Granted, this design is obviously inspired by an old sketch by Vivziepop, and in that sketch there obviously wasn't any colour, so skin tone was left to speculation until a few years ago where Vivziepop confirmed that he was half Crayola. So why Black Griffin made him white is his own little debate that I'm not going to get into. However, the reveal in the show that he's half Crayola was not expected by a lot of fans, mainly due to the fact that they don't delve into Vivziepop's past live streams. But the reason I bring this up is because it brings us into our first drama I'm going to talk about. The fact that people are mad for Vivziepop over the song You Are My Pet. The main reason for this is the visuals in the song as well as the lyrics. For example, the way Rosie talks about Alastor and the visuals of the song by putting him in a cage by saying you are my pet obviously left a lot of fans puzzled, mainly due to the parallels with owning slaves. However, assuming that they retcon that Rosie isn't a Hellborn, from the time period we can assume that she was from by the way she dresses. If she is racist, that would make sense character-wise, because in that time there would have been a lot of racism. Obviously, from what we have right now, Alastor's and Rosie's relationship is really ambiguous. I think Vivziepop is going to cover that in later seasons. So the next thing people complain about is that his mustache that we saw in the leaks was removed, mainly due to criticism from fans who saw the leaks, and there was a lot of outcry on Twitter and the general internet. But it seems like when the leaks came out, the general people who saw them didn't voice their opinions on it, because now a lot of people seem to prefer the mustache. Honestly, I can't tell you how many tweets I've seen from people saying that he looks bland or empty. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't mind either or. I feel like in the frames we did see from Human Alastor in the leaks, it did look a bit off, but I've seen edits of it from people on Twitter. It looks really good, and I think it would have worked in the show's context. Now, this brings us into our next drama, the fact that his skin color isn't really that dark. So a lot of people are saying he looks like the whitest black person ever, which to be fair, I kind of understand. I mean, even while making the thumbnail for this video, I upped the vibrance on Human Alastor, and he did look better in my opinion. So I do wonder why Vivzie didn't make him slightly darker, but that brings us on to our next topic, and this is his demon design versus his human design. Now, his demon design has been largely debated even before we saw what he looks like, mainly due to the fact that a lot of people don't like how it looks, but a lot of people do like how it looks. And the main argument in this debate is the fact that he looks pale. Now, even before we got his human design, this has been a large debate due to the fact that Vivzie made Alastor half Crayola, and a lot of people speculate this is due to the fact that he has voodoo powers, and a lot of people are coming after Vivziepop for that. If you want to know more about that situation, there's a lot of videos about it that I'll put up on screen now. But back to his demon design. People are complaining due to the fact that all of Alastor's melatonin disappeared when he went to hell. But with all seriousness, like others have said, Alastor's human design was designed over a decade after his demon design. And due to how iconic it is and the fact that he's Vivzie's oldest character that she's still using, she doesn't want to change his design that much. But a lot of talented artists have made really cool redesigns now that we know what he officially looks like as a human. So let me know what design you prefer, or if you prefer the design we have now. However, something to note is that in season 2, Alastor's skin tone noticeably got darker, so I'll put an example up on screen for that. Now, the final topic on racism isn't actually about Alastor, but it's about Nifty of all characters. The main reason for this is due to a Japanese stereotype. For some more context, Nifty gets her own song, and when she sings it, she starts singing Japanese and it turns into an anime-styled animation. I personally think this isn't really a point, mainly due to the fact that the voice actor for Nifty is Japanese, and she was happy to sing in Japanese, as it's a big part of her life and she'd love to incorporate her language into the show.
It was really exciting to see that they incorporated that into it, because I'm half Japanese, and like Japan is such a big part of my life because my mom grew up there and we go every summer, and so like it was just, I've always wanted to have an excuse to like incorporate the Japanese language or like shoot in Japan somehow, so it was really exciting. But also just exciting in general to like be able to have a song in this show. It's like, I don't know, it feels like it's such a gift. And to like have any clue what Nifty is thinking or
With all these separate situations in mind, people are trying to imply that Vivziepop's racist with these things, and overall, Hazbin will tell us many writers. So yes, Vivzie is the creator, but I don't think Vivzie did intend for any of this to come off racist. Aside from the Rosie things, but that could be expanded on later in the season, so who knows. So the final topic for this video is about Charlie, mainly her portrayal in the new episodes. So as we all know, in episode 3 came the plot reveal that Angel Dust killed his dad. Now this was built up by Vox telling Charlie and everyone in the surrounding area that. Now obviously throughout the episode, Charlie was pushing Angel Dust's boundaries, and he did say that himself, and then randomly invited Vox to the hotel to an interview. Now this could have been excused except for the fact that in season 1 episode 4, Charlie knows what Valentino is like, and earlier in that episode, Vox was slandering Charlie as a dictator. So yes, Charlie did make a stupid decision in this episode. However, Vivzie did say that a lot of Charlie's choices in the season would be some that we disagree with. So overall, I think people are complaining about Charlie being an actual character and having character flaws. Now, another thing people are pointing out is what Charlie tells Vox, that anyone can be redeemed. Now, I think this argument is kind of stupid, as since the pilot, Charlie's believed that anyone could be redeemed.
Look, every single one of you has something good deep down inside. I know you do.
So I think throughout the season, we're going to see a belief crumble, or maybe we'll actually get an arc for her throughout this season, since in season 1, her character was pretty lackluster. So yeah, somehow these 2 new episodes caused a whole new wave of drama, some that I haven't even covered yet. So let me know your thought on the situation. Let me know what content you guys want to see next. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that hype button.